Hey, it's Daisy from We're Not Getting Paid to Do This Reviews, and I'm here to talk about the Netflix original series, The Dragon Prince. Now, The Dragon Prince was written and directed by the same person who created Avatar: The Last Airbender, so when I heard about this, I was, super hyped, because, that show is just totally amazing. And then I watched the trailer for it, and I'm like, this could either be really, really bad, or I could see it going somewhere. Now, the one thing that threw me off is the fact that its animation style is like CGI and a little 3D, and I'm really picky when it comes to animation style, so I was like, 3D animation, I don't know how I feel about that, but I watched it, and it took me a little bit to get used to the animation in the first couple episodes, but then I'm like, okay, it's fluid enough that it's not choppy, and it looks nice overall, so I was like, okay. I'm good with the animation. Now, from watching the trailer, I could see that it was a little bit more childish, maybe, than Avatar: The Last Airbender was. But, watching the first couple episodes, I'm like, okay. They brought the feels in the third episode, so it's not entirely childish. There's a few little jokes and references in there that just made me want to facepalm and cringe really hard, but it's still quality, and I recommend watching it. Now, the whole premise of The Dragon Prince is, there's two feuding sides. I think it's the humans and all the other magical creatures. And the magical creatures shunned the human to this other side of this mountain because they started using dark magic. And they're like, yo, humans, you can't use dark magic, go over there because we don't like you anymore. And the humans are like, you don't like us? Well, we're just going to use dark magic to make you even more mad, which is a brilliant idea, of course, because of course humans are very intelligent. And so the whole thing follows this young boy who is the heir to the throne of the humans, and his stepbrother who is the actual heir. So it's like the king has a son and a stepson, and they're half brothers. And the humans just recently stole the egg to the dragon. And they killed the dragon, protecting the mountains, keeping the humans from entering the mystical lands, or whatever it's called. And the magic people aren't happy about that, because they just killed the dragon. Yeah. And so, the whole thing is about... I don't think it's a spoiler, because it's pretty much in the trailer. So, they find the egg that was supposedly destroyed of the Dragon Prince, and then they meet this elven rogue, or this elven assassin who is, hired to, assassinate them and, destroy the humans, and they team up to go deliver this egg to its proper place and restore peace to the entire land. Now, the first season is out, and there's only 8 episodes, but I highly recommend going to watch it if you love Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's basically Avatar: The Last Airbender, except instead of, Asian lore, it's more, medieval European lore. But it's still really good, and I highly recommend it for those who are big into animation, medieval stuff, Dungeons and Dragons, which I know I am, and just anything fantasy related, and it's just really good. Just ignore the cringy parts, or laugh if you like cringy things. That's fine too. But I hope you enjoyed, I hope you go check it out. It'll be good, so thank you.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about my favorite Netflix original show, and this is a bit difficult because at first I thought this was going to be easy because I was like, I watch Netflix and I watch shows at Netflix, but Netflix original show is a bit narrower. I actually had to go look up what shows I had seen that were Netflix originals, and it took me a really long time to find ones that I'd actually seen. But finally, after much research, I found out that they had seen 3 Netflix original shows. Well, 4, but we don't talk about the 4th show, so for all intents and purposes, 3. And then I had to figure out which one I wanted to talk about, so there's Jessica Jones, and I watched most of the first season, but I never finished it, and I stopped watching right as it got good, and I never saw the second one. Then there was The Crown, and then I actually found out that Queer Eye was a Netflix original show, which I didn't realize. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I was like, wow, this is actually a show that I like, that I could talk about. And I don't have all that much to say about it because I've only seen like a handful of episodes too. But it's just happiness. It's like, I was having a discussion with my roommate about this, and she was talking about how she didn't really like reality TV shows that much. And I sort of felt like this reality TV show kind of avoided some of the pitfalls of other reality TV shows. And it's just, it can toe the line of being super cheesy. You're like, it can be very cheesy sometimes, but like, you need that sometimes in your life. And it's just positivity and happiness and such, and hope. And it's also it's very addictive to watch. I say that even though I've only seen like 10 episodes, but I do enjoy watching Queer Eye. And I didn't think I would. Okay. Obviously, I'm not getting paid to do this. Over and out.
Hey. Hi. So, despite what anyone else says in this video, the best Netflix original is Big Mouth. It's the best one. It's hilarious. The voice acting is amazing. Nick Kroll is a genius. John Mulaney's great. Fred Armisen's great. Andrew Rannells is great. The show's funny and then also informative. It's like how sex ed should have been taught. And I love it. Everything about it. 2 seasons so far. Both Netflix originals. It's an animated TV show, for those who don't know, about a group of middle schoolers going through puberty. It is a show that could have only been told through animation. There's no way they could do anything they do on this show with real middle school actors. And I think that's kind of what's so cool about it. You know, it's like animation is not necessarily something you should always do, but you should maybe do animation when it's like how it needs to be done. You know, the story wouldn't be the same story without animation. And I think that's what Big Mouth is like. I think that's like what the Lego movie's like. You know, the stories where like it needs to be animated, which is really important for me because I'm not a huge fan of animation, usually. Also, Big Mouth is like watching an inappropriate version of Phineas and Ferb, which is the best kid show ever. Second place would have been Sense8. I don't know if anyone in this video mentioned Sense8, but they should have. No one did. Because it's really good. But this is about Big Mouth and why everyone should be watching it and why it's better than all the other adult animation. Like better than Family Guy, better than all those. Comparable to Bob's Burgers, because I can't hate on Bob's Burgers, but oh god, I have one more thought. Oh god, I'm talking too long. I have one more thought. But Big Mouth is also really good because it has a fluid plot, which usually adult animation doesn't. Most animation doesn't. Like, I think the only few that I can think of that do is like Big Mouth and Archer and like Rick and Morty. Like these shows that have like what happens in one episode affects what happens in a later episode is not very common. Like, think about, like, Bob's Burgers. The show has been on for, like, 8 years, and, like, all the kids are still in the same grade. Like, that's not a thing in Big Mouth. At least not yet. Maybe it will be if it goes on for a long time. But, like, if someone starts dating someone in a certain episode, like, eventually they have to break up. They can't just pretend that didn't happen. Same with parents. Like, all the drama is continuous, which is really cool and different and fun and great for binge watching. So, yeah, that's what you should watch on Netflix. If you want a Netflix original, watch Big Mouth. Okay, I think I need to do this, even though I care a lot about the show. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera now. Bye. Thanks.